great series win. You know, that's our goal. We all came here to win series in the Big 12. Back in the race, back in the hunt. Took advantage of our home stand, which was critical in getting back into the Big 12 standings. And great day, great team win, really. You know, up and down the lineup. But for me, the storyline of the day is Casey Ford coming in and just being ready to execute and perform. The kid's been ready every single day for 3 years since I've coached him. Take any role you throw at him. The only thing he cares about is the purple and white winning baseball games. So that was awesome from a personal standpoint to watch that kid perform and have success today.
Tim, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, does what happened on Friday night, does this
What about Friday night, Tim?
What?
I forgot all about Friday night.
That's where I'm going. Is it less painful now or more painful that you had that missed opportunity and you could have swept the series?
Yeah, the competitor in me it's still painful. You know, you get very few opportunities. It's so hard to sweep somebody, and to have our guy on the mound and for us not to give him support, that's where it gets me, you know. And but as frustrated as I am with our Friday night performance, I am unbelievably proud of our guys, how resilient they are. And you know, you could have gone south really quick after losing with your best pitcher, and our guys showed up on Saturday and played great, and showed up on Sunday and won a series. You know, so pretty mature group, pretty confident group.
It's got to really help their attitude going down the stretch now as you've gone through the halfway point of the conference season.
It has, and you know, these guys are smart enough to know the schedule's coming back around to us and what a homestand means and how difficult the first 3 weekends were, you know. But they don't look back, you know. They kind of stay in the moment, and they're better at it than I am. That's for sure.
Thanks, Coach. Good wins.
All right, Tim. Thanks.
Cole, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win today. I have to ask about the first inning. I think both sides were a little frustrated with the balls and strikes. Does that go into your decision as a coach when you're looking at pitching matchups and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that was the first time that we've had that umpire, and it was a little tight. It was a little tight early, and it was a big situation too, and you know, it went from being a strikeout to a walk to a run. You know, it could have been more runs. So we're just starting to get the heat maps on umpires, but it really doesn't factor into what I'm doing with our pitching staff, to answer your question.
And then Cam Willman today had the biggest game of the season so far for him. What does a healthy Cameron Willman mean to this lineup?
Yeah, he gives us some balance, you know. It's really nice to have a tough out hitting eighth for you, you know, and his maturity at the plate, his plate appearances are great. He's always working deep into counts. You know, that goes a long way. It doesn't show up in the box score or the stat lines, but he's really patient at the plate. He just gives us that nice RBI presence at the end of the order.
Then my last question for you is, not sure if you know this or not, but Nick Goodwin's home run in the first inning today went 468 feet. Have you seen a ball hit that far here at Toynton?
I think Nick hit one in the fall. That was probably just as far. Same kid. Yeah, he's a special player for a freshman. He's got raw power. He's got bat speed. He can run. He has a chance to be really good at this game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Adam.
Coach, would you say that the bats you kind of wore out Hampton, West Virginia started today?
He was tough to figure out. You know, he was giving us headaches at first. You know, and the conditions today were really offensive with the wind blowing out, and you know, he really, his style of pitching probably wasn't the greatest matchup with the wind conditions, but once he started missing with that changeup up a little bit, you know, and then we started hitting some fastballs when he got into fastball counts. That was where his outing turned.
Twice today, Cameron came through with 2 outs, the 2-run home run, the third to tie the game, and then in the 6th inning to get the lead back. Just how big would you say those 2 clutch hits from him were in this game?
You know, I kind of look at the success and how you do how you perform with 2 outs. You know, and you get guys with getting 2-out hits. That's big for your dugout. It's demoralizing to the opponent. But for both Cam Willman and Dylan Kaplinger, you get your 8-hole and your 9-hole hitters getting 2-out RBIs. That goes a long way. That's big, and then it turns your lineup around. So, thought we did a really good job with 2 outs and 2 strikes today.
And this series and against Texas Tech, you like having Blix on the mound for Friday night, but these 2 series you dropped that game, then you came back and won. How much of volume do you think that speaks for this team?
Yeah, you know, it's pretty high character when you lose Friday with your guy on the mound, you know, and you still come back and perform. You know, it's always good teams don't let Friday night beat you twice, you know, or 3 times. So 1 inning at a time, you know, you show up on Saturday and you play good, and then you're back in the series. And I just liked where we were with our bullpen for Sunday to win this game, and that's how it turned out. So proud of our guys. Really good effort this weekend.
Kelsey, go ahead.
Coach, you talked about Casey Ford and kind of how big of a night he had, or I guess day he had today. Is he someone that you'd like to throw in as a starter, or do you think he's more effective coming out of the bullpen?
I knew you were going to ask me that question. I told Brownie that you were going to ask me that question. Yeah, well, we stretched Casey out to be a starter. You know, he started early on in the year when we had those 4-game series. So he just gives you a lot of flexibility in what you can do with him. You know, you can use him twice in a weekend, you can close him, and then what you saw today, he's been conditioned to give you a lengthy performance as well. So he just gives you a lot of options. And I do trust him coming out of the bullpen. I know what we're going to get. You're going to get a strike thrower and a competitor. So I kind of liked him in that role today. I had him in the back of the head. You know, you asked me that question the other day, and it was a short leash, you know, and but you can only have that if you have the luxury of someone quality with length in your bullpen. So he just gives us a lot of options.
On the other side of that, your guys' hitting today, 4 home runs. How much does it kind of change your game when you are getting the home run ball going?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Nothing like it. You know, yesterday we get the 3-run homer. You know, sometimes I get in the way too much, but I try not to coach too much on days like this because we got guys who can elevate the baseball. And I didn't bunt. We didn't bunt today. Cap tried to bunt for a hit, but we didn't sacrifice bunt just because of that reason alone, where, you know, if you can get the home run going, it just gives you a lot of momentum and energy, you know, that you can hold on to for a couple innings, and that's what happened to us today.
And as far as hitting goes, you've been changing the lineup a lot this season, but today kind of kept it the same. Is that something you plan to stick with moving forward?
You know, I think I like that lineup, but, you know, at that down in the end of our lineup, we got some other guys that, you know, have certain styles of play, left-handed, right-handed. You know, we'll tweak it a little bit here and there. This won't be an everyday lineup. You know, sometimes we err on the side of defense, and, you know, Burrows will be in there, and we do have some options. You know, Cam Usselton's got to get back in there. We have options because we have depth, so it does give you the luxury of playing matchups with your lineup. So to answer your question, it'll continue to be flexible.
Then last question from me: how nice will it be to kind of take a breath away from Big 12 play this upcoming week?
I don't know. I kind of like where we're at right now. It's just, I love the intensity of it. And we're playing well, so we just can't have a letdown. We can't have a setback. We got to have the same mindset because there's a lot of work to be done in Big 12 play.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win today.
Yep. Thank you.
Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, Pete, what kind of mental and physical progression have you seen out of Casey Ford in your time?
He's the most improved player that I've coached since being here. He didn't pitch very much for us the first year, and the kid just hung with it. His preparation's meticulous, and he wasn't getting the results, and that's the game will beat you up, and it beat him up, but he stayed there and he believed in it, and then he makes a huge jump with his velocity. He goes 88 to 89 to, he's 95 now, and he's pitching, and his fastball has a ton of movement where that wasn't the case in the past. But just to be able to be that mentally tough to fight through the low times and to continue to work at it and to get better, I'm just happy, so happy for the kid that he's getting the results now. But he's one of my all-time favorite kids I've ever coached.